Minister of Power Works and Housing, Babatunde FASHOLA, says the federal government will continue to work on the Lagos-IBADAN Expressway and the second Niger Bridge in spite of the previous agreements on the concession. FASHOLA made the submission at a two-day investigative hearing put together by the House Committee on Works, Nature and Contracts and Concession Agreements on the second Niger Bridge and the Lagos-IBADAN Expressway. Gloria Kiba has more.
The objectives of the investigative hearing will, among others, determine the nature of the contract of both projects, identify all relevant parties involved and their roles, establish current state and amount paid. Members of the House Committee on Works called on the federal government to complete both projects.
Clearly, both projects share a lot in common, and they seem to be held under a spell and have become victims of the dysfunctionalities in the capacity of the state to deliver public goods. But we have now been mandated by the House of Representatives to break the spell.
I also hope that through this investigative hearing, we can generate a national consensus on public-private partnerships for our infrastructural development. We know that the costs of developing physical infrastructure are enormous, yet the consequences of failing to deploy these resources are immeasurable.
The minister told the lawmakers that the federal government will continue work on both projects irrespective of the previous agreement on the concession, as Nigerians need good roads, not bottlenecks to development. FASHOLA disclosed that the sum of 11.5 billion naira and 5.5 billion naira have been provided for Lagos-IBADAN Expressway and second Niger Bridge in the 2018 budget estimate as directed by the House via resolutions passed penultimate week.
One of the first things I did, I believe in December 2015, in preparation for the first budget that I participated in, was to bring forward to this parliament to say, let us set these priorities on this parliament. And the answer was that no, nobody was ready to wait. Because we showed what will be done in year 1, what will be done in year 2, what will be done in year 3, and what will be done in year 4. But no constituency was ready to wait. So we followed the appropriation that was given to us.
The minister observed that most of the partners involved in the concession of the second Niger Bridge have pulled out, adding that those who participated did not have the adequate fund to implement the project. Hence, the resolve of the federal government to use available budgetary allocation for the project.
You can approve a 1 trillion naira, 2 trillion naira infrastructure bond. They would then decide in what tranches they want to draw them. And then every time they draw them, because there must be a payment obligation, that bond can then be raised.
For such projects, if we put them in the appropriation, it then means there's funding. Because as you well know, for all the approvals you have given us, whether for domestic borrowing or external, we've been able to raise all of that money. So money is available to fund once we have the required approvals. So one way to do that is to put those projects in the budget. They will increase the deficit, obviously.
While stressing the need for prioritization of critical projects of economic importance, the minister noted that most of the investment inflows into the country during the property period were portfolio investments into oil and gas, as well as the capital market. Gloria Kiba, Core TV News, Abuja.